Cool, kid. What it is. Let's talk about it. So right now, silver's hovering around 39 an ounce last I checked. What does that mean? What's it mean? What's it all mean? You know, if we how about some information, please, right? So we need some context. We need to understand what is going on. Why are we excited about it? Why would we, should we be excited about the price of the thing we are addicted to going up, so it costs us more to get the same amount? And honestly, there's pros and cons to everything, isn't there? So right now, ideally, you already have your base position in silver. If you don't, there is risk. However, and it's not as much risk. Listen guys, I'm not giving financial advice. I am simply discussing as a hobbyist with a lot of interest in the topic. Okay. Yeah. So let me say that. But yeah, it's not as high risk as you think it is. I'm going to tell you why. In my opinion, that is true. Now, remember, commodities are always a risk, at least in modern markets. They used to be called sound money. But again, I'm not a financial expert. Don't listen to me. Although, you know, the evidence, the proof's in the pudding, right? So there you go. That's all I'm going to say about it. My God. You know, at some point, so silver just went down 10 cents. But, I mean, we're right near $39. Okay. These are prices we haven't seen since 2011. But 2012 is the year I want to talk about for the purposes of this video because it's more pertinent. Because I'm going to tell you a secret to silver that many people don't agree with, but I think it's going to become undeniable very soon. And that's that the price of silver doesn't matter at all. What? Well, sure. Obviously, you have to pay a certain amount to get the silver. Well, if I told you if you already have your base position, the price of silver doesn't matter. Okay, so if you have a bunch of rolls of these, a monster box of these, right? Canadian maple leaves, it doesn't matter what the price of silver is because you've already got your silver. The people who need to worry if they're wanting to play the game are the people who don't have any silver. Those are the people that need to worry. Those are the people that should be very concerned right now. Now, I don't want to invoke fear of missing out amongst the populace. I don't want you to feel that way. If you just watch these videos for fun, by all means watch. But I'm just saying that your window will eventually close. And there will come a time when I'll say, stay away from silver. Don't buy it. We're nowhere near that, by the way. But there will come a time where me, not giving financial advice, will give the advice saying, don't buy silver. Don't do it. Okay? We're not there yet. And I'm going to show you another. So, you know, look, guys, if you were able to get rolls of American Silver Eagles, right? That's great. I'm happy for you. Hope you get more. But if you're paying $40 a coin or more, well, it could be bad. It could, you know, especially if you're just a working, schlub like me. You know, now these big, high ballers, yeah, they can drop millions. And actually, it wouldn't take very many high rollers dropping billions to change the whole market. But it's not too late. I'm going to tell you why. I want to get to that point. And the point is, it's a really important point. The price of silver doesn't matter because if you already have your position, you're not worried about dollars. What? Yeah. Okay, silver just dropped 10 more cents while I'm talking about this. So here. Oh boy. So what do I mean by that? Well, I mean that you want gold. The whole point of stacking silver is to get gold. There, I said it. What? What is wrong with this guy? He's talking crazy. And you're probably not wrong. What do I mean by that? The point of stacking silver is to get gold. Well, let me show you. In 2012, the gold to silver ratio hit the 30s, right? So this is 25 ounces. Okay, and then this is 20 ounces, right? So right now, here's 10 ounces, right? You start adding it up, and how many ounces does it take to get an ounce of gold right now? Right? And the way you would check that, by the way, is the gold to silver ratio. Right? So let me get that up for you. I'll pause it. All right, the gold to silver ratio right now is about 79 to 1. Okay, so I need 79 ounces to equal 1 ounce of gold. Right? I don't own an ounce of gold, by the way. Yeah, I know. You can't believe it. I got all this silver, no gold. That's because I've never seen a GSR situation that made it worth buying said gold. Yeah, or silver rather, or trading it. I mean, that's what I mean, trading it. I've never seen a situation where trading it was worthwhile. Okay, here's some ruse, the non-good ruse, the Perth Mint ruse. These are mostly common bullion, which is fine, but it's not, you know. And here's a Britannia. So anyway, it would take a lot more silver even than this to get 1 ounce of gold. All right. Now, the reason the price of silver doesn't matter is because when in previous markets, right, the gold to silver ratio always flips. And it's always flipped. It always will flip. Some people that I hear talk on here, they say, well, the gold to silver ratio will never go below 60 again. Yes, it will. It always has. It always will. Yes, it doesn't happen as often as it once did due to spoofing, I think, and other market, things. I think that actually cryptos play a big role too, because I think a lot of money that used to, or money, I call it money, it's not really money, currency, they used to chase precious metals, is now chasing cryptos. And if you look at the size of the crypto market, right, you're talking billions of dollars that would be in precious metals, and will be eventually, I believe. But I believe eventually the cryptos will collapse. Now, I could be wrong, but I got no reason not to change my opinion. I haven't seen cryptos do anything. They have the same exact problems as fiat currency as far as I'm concerned. Okay, and those problems are really simple and easy to figure out, and that is that they are indeed not real. They're not substantial. They have no intrinsic value. And the only difference between the fiat currency and this stuff is it has intrinsic value. These are molecules of silver, right? Yeah. So. Yeah. $12 face and old Roosevelts. Now, the point of this exercise is that in 2012, the GSR went in the 30s, okay? And that means that the amount of silver required to get an ounce of gold would be about somewhere around here, this amount. Right? And I'm telling you, this pile I have here still doesn't equal an ounce of gold now. I would have to pile and pile silver. But this, in 2012, would have got you an ounce of gold. Okay. Now, let's go to fiat value. Right now, at $40 an ounce, right? You see where this is going? let's call it, yeah. So 1,300 bucks, right, per ounce for gold. Do you understand what I'm saying? The price of silver doesn't matter. The price of gold doesn't matter. What matters is the ratio of silver to gold. So if we hit 2013 or 2012's GSR again, I can take $1,200 worth of silver, especially if it's under melt stuff like this that got under melt at the time of purchase. You're talking a lot of gold for a small amount of silver. Now, don't get me wrong. There's always going to be more silver changing hands than gold because that's just how it is. Like, it's not going to flip to where silver's more valuable than gold. I think that's only happened once in history, and it was an anomaly. Now, aluminum has been worth more than both, and that's never going to happen again. Yay, bauxite. But the point is, these ratios are where you make your gains. Your gains are not in dollars. Your gains are in metals. Metals have intrinsic value. They always will. Fiat currencies go to zero, guys. They do it all the time. As a matter of fact, if you go back, say 500 years, how many fiat currencies still exist after 500 years? And yet I could take a coin that made of silver that's 500 years old. I can at least get melt out of it no matter how beat up it is. You understand what I'm saying? Odds are I can get a premium on it if it's 500 years old just out of sheer cool factor. Okay? But let's pretend you can't. Let's pretend. Now, this is where I would love to be a metal detector guy in Europe. Imagine that. I'm surprised not every European out there doesn't have, or Chinaman or anywhere where they've had real money for a long time. The Middle East would be a great place to metal detect, guys. I'll be honest with you. Imagine being in Israel with a metal detector along a trade trail, and you find a shekel, like an authentic. This might be a Judas Iscariot shekel. I mean, that's just cool to think about. I don't know if you guys even know what I'm talking about, but the coins used to betray Jesus, right? Sell Jesus to the Pharisees. They used shekels. They were Phoenician coins. Yeah. Anyway, there is some really cool silver out there, guys. You can get it under melt. Like look at this bag. This big bag of silver costs $143. Now, I can throw it on the scale and we see how many grams it is and figure out exactly what that is, but I'm not going to bore you guys. I'm going to tell you, though, it wouldn't take too many of these bags when the GSR flips to get an ounce of gold. That's what I'm saying. And, man, who doesn't want an ounce of gold? I didn't know I had this many koalas. Have you guys seen all the koalas I'm pulling out of my yin-yang? Yeah. They were on sale, what year is this? 2019? Oh, I caught them on sale, guys. I caught permit slipping. They don't slip a lot, but I caught them. Yeah. Same thing with these, yeah. These roos. If I see them near melt, I grab them. But back then, melt was, $20, $25, you know what I'm saying? That paradigm shift. These were under melt when I bought the damn thing. I got a big ass bag of them. Yeah. Well, no, I think they were right at melt. Matter of fact, but I got these for like $9 and some change per coin, and it's half an ounce of silver, which right now that's $20. So I've already doubled the value. That's not a lot. It's probably like, I don't know. I don't even know. Probably 10 ounces worth. But that's what I'm saying. And the other thing is, yeah, what's the point of this? Dollar cost average, this I know is way under melt. This 10-ounce bar here. And 10-ounce bars, man, it's a great way to go because this is going to give you a lot of silver in a very small area. If you want to do GSR swaps where you don't even care Like, this could be a generic round for a GSR swap, and I would get the same value out of it. So really, generics and bars are great if you think the GSR is the play, because you're not going to pay the premiums, because there's a premium on this coin. Yeah, I got this under melt, but at the time I bought it, it wasn't under melt. It was like $1.99 over. You know, I look for deals. You know, I don't know why I got such a like for the sovereign coins. You know, they're pretty designs and everything, but ultimately, yeah, if you're looking at GSR swaps, you don't care about any of that. You don't even need the silver to be pristine. You know, like everything's got a holder and shiny. No, you don't need that. The silver can be toned as hell and still it trades the same. I paid $163, so $16.33 an ounce for this. Yep. Boy. If hindsight were 2020, huh? Yeah? How many of you guys would have been, taking out a second mortgage and buying silver, you know? But, again, that's not smart. I'm not giving that advice at all. Because right now, at this price point, that would be fairly foolhardy, I think. Although, again, I'm not saying it is, because here's the deal. With the GSR at 79, right? Anything near 80, you should be buying silver, in my opinion. But it's not as nice as 125 to 1, which is what the GSR was. 124.7 or something to 1 is when I bought these. So the GSR was crazy. And I use the GSR as a tool to help me decide when to buy and when not to. And right now it's still a buy, guys. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's the point. Anyway, I've gone on too long. What's silver at now? Let's see. We're going to do a little checky check here. But, 38.85, so it's back up for 11 cents, 13 cents, yeah. So it's staying really close to $39 an ounce. And if it breaks 40, guys, it'll probably go to 42. Then it's going to meet resistance. On and on. I've seen this run up before, a couple times in my life. Okay? And I've told you guys many times, it's never hit 27 an ounce and not hit 50. Or something near 50. And it hit 27 years ago. So we're just, you know, past performance doesn't guarantee future results, but it does echo, you know. So I don't know. I don't know where this is going. It could drop to 15 tomorrow. I've told you guys many times, 15 is an auto buy. If silver hits 15x, so $15.99, you should be putting, and again, I'm not giving investment advice. You should be putting every dang dollar that's not going to keep you from eating into that. You need to, you need to start thinking about eating beans and rice, because I mean, just think about. I'm going to give you an example. When silver hit that 124 to 1, if you had $100,000 then, right? That same $100,000 would be worth $350,000 now. Okay, and those are the kind of returns you can't get. Now, commodities are high risk, but they're also high reward. And anyone that tells you that you shouldn't have at least some of your portfolio in this stuff, that's not bright. Because the returns are just so good. And that's not even, again, that's talking dollars. I'm telling you guys, dollars may not matter soon. The dollar's lost so much value this year. It's lost so much value since 1913. Eventually, I mean, they're going to quit making nickels. The penny's going away. The nickel's going to go away, guys. You're going to be doing everything rounded to tens. And then, I was in the Philippines years ago. They don't even, those coins just sit on the ground. I picked a bunch up. That's how I know. Yeah. The 1/10 peso, the 1 centavos, the 50 centavos, 20 cents. It all sat on the ground. Nobody used it. A lot of people were, peso coins and up. And a lot of them they like the paper notes. So, anyway, have an amazing day. Thanks for watching. I want you to find all the collectibles of your dreams while you're awake. If you can't find them, don't blame me. I'm trying to show them to you. Bye.